Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Greatest Mixtape Podcast. My name is Eric.
And my name is Mac.
And today is kind of a special day for us here. We're very excited. This is our 13th episode.
Lucky number 13, man.
That's pretty cool, man.
That is great, man. It's been so much fun. Yeah, we're still young. We're still kind of growing the audience and figuring this whole thing out. But to be at Lucky 13 feels pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
So to celebrate our 13th episode, Eric, my friend, this calls for a toast.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Let's crack these babies open. Ready?
Nice.
Here we go. That was good. That's Once Upon a Coconut Water.
Yes.
New partner here on the Greatest Mixtape Podcast.
Yeah, very excited to announce that. That's super cool.
And dude, I'm telling you, I typically have not been a fan of coconut water, but this is absolutely delicious.
This stuff is fantastic, man. I absolutely love it.
My goodness, that's good.
What flavor do you have?
I just have the OG, just straight up coconut water.
I am rocking the coconut water and pineapple.
Nice.
Little juice flavor in there with it as well. This stuff is great too, especially when you think about coconut waters that have flavor like a pineapple. They also have a chocolate. You think, oh my God, it's got to have a ton of sugar, right? And a lot of calories. This whole can is 90 calories. No added sugar, 100% juice. Right. It's fantastic.
100% pure coconut water, never from concentrate, full of electrolytes, all the good stuff. And just another thing I just love about Once Upon a Coconut, for every case of coconut water they sell, they donate 10% of the profits to charity. So I dig that a lot, man.
That's rad, man.
Check it out, man. Once Upon a Coconut. Go to onceuponacoconut.com to learn more, to shop all of their just awesome flavors. I've been trying them all week. They have a carbonated one with a little bit of caffeine in it, some natural caffeine in it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Go to onceuponacoconut.com or any Sprouts location to check it out.
Yeah, I saw that on their social media that they're going to be carried by Sprouts Markets now, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Really good for them. And as they like to say, don't be afraid to grab life by the coconuts.
Such a great slogan too, man.
Fits in pretty well with what we're doing here.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a better partner.
Absolutely. So let's get back to the number 13.
Yes.
Eric, what do we think about that number?
I'm going to say 13 is a good metal number. Wouldn't you agree?
I would have to agree that 13 gets me in a metal mood. I mean, that's a short trip, but it gets me ready for some metal.
So in honor of the number 13, we decided to do a metal episode, and specifically, we are going to focus our conversation on the topic of breakdowns in metal music.
Yes, the heavy metal breakdown, that moment in this song where you get hit with a just crushing guitar riff and everything comes together and it's heavy and it's groovy and it makes you feel like you can do just about anything.
Absolutely. As I always say, it's the part of the song that makes me want to throw a chair through a window. I've never actually done it.
Eric has a thing. He just has a thing. He hates windows.
Yeah, they all should be broken with chairs while listening to heavy metal music.
That window looked at me wrong.
I thought it was important to kind of maybe give a little bit of history as to why these things exist or where they come from. And, much like all aspects of contemporary rock music, the breakdown can be traced back to blues and jazz, believe it or not, even bluegrass. There's examples. Basically, a breakdown is a part of a song that a good portion of the instrumentation just drops out and it leaves a stripped down version, often, bass and drums that just continue to create a shift in the dynamics of the song. And it often locks into a groove that's easily latched onto by the listener. A lot of people have a misconception and say that the tempo slows down. The tempo never slows down, but quite often the bands will play in halftime. So if you've got this fast chugging guitar riff, they'll break it into half. And so it feels like it slows down. It doesn't really slow down. The tempo is the same. But again, it creates this dynamic tension and it just builds into this monster.
Yeah. Like you said, there's that build throughout the song, usually sometimes followed by a guitar solo. And then there's like a drum build and then boom, here comes that breakdown. And it's something you feel in your soul. You feel it in your chest when it happens. And the mosh pit fires. That's usually when the circle pit kicks in.
100%.
Yeah. It's just a moment of just pure adrenaline.
It's even on par with the drop that you always hear about in like EDM music. It's kind of like the metal equivalent of that. It's the part of the song and you feel it building and it's coming and it's coming. And then when it happens, just everybody loses their friggin' mind, dude. And it's amazing to listen to on records. It's even more amazing to experience live. And we're going to talk about that as well when we go down our list.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. You've got to experience it live.
Yeah, there's nothing like it.
No.
All right. So the big question, we always do it. Who's going first?
Let's have you go first.
All right. Well, coming in at my number 5 spot, being originally from the great state of Connecticut, I really, really wanted to represent my home state. And there's a band that you could almost pick any song from their catalog. I'm talking about Hatebreed.
Oh.
I mean, every song has a breakdown. Some songs are just, the whole song's just a breakdown. And they do it better than anybody else. They're just so good at it. Jamie is a master of the breakdown, and he had some really good teachers. I mean, of course, he's an old school metalhead, grew up on Slayer and, all these old school, hardcore bands and metal bands. And so he was a hell of a student. And so he makes some amazing breakdowns. So I had a hard time picking a song from Hatebreed. So I called one of my best friends in the world, was actually one of the drummers for Hatebreed. They've had a few in their long career, but my buddy Jeff was one of the drummers in Hatebreed some years back. And so I called him and I was like, dude, I'm having a hard time picking a song. You tell me, what's your favorite breakdown? And this is a quote from Jeff. He goes, actually, that was quite an easy one. He goes, I'm a purist too. I actually played this multiple times and it was always a fucking highlight of the night. People would literally lose their fucking minds when Jamie yelled, "How can you save me when you can't save yourself?" And I'm talking about the song Empty Promises. It's from their album Satisfaction is the Death of Desire. Came out in 1997. And the whole song, this is what's amazing. The whole song is 1 minute and 18 seconds long, dude. Like, that's old school hardcore shit, man. Like, their songs were like 2 minutes or under, and it was just 2 minutes of, getting your face punched in. And so the breakdown, this is the fastest entrance of a breakdown in any of the songs I'm going to talk about today. The breakdown comes in 32 seconds into the song. Most of the other songs we're going to talk about, there's this build and this whole big lead up to the breakdown. It's like, no, they do like a verse and then boom, the breakdown comes in. So yeah, I like I said, I really wanted to get Hatebreed in there, show Connecticut some love. And Jamie Josta, he's everywhere, man. For a guy that started off in hardcore music, hardcore is not terribly mainstream, and to build what he built and to be as successful as he has become in a genre of music that's not really geared to the masses, like, you gotta give Jamie some love, man. You gotta respect that dude and his hustle.
Absolutely, man. Jamie Josta just never stops working.
No.
Yeah, just always on the road or recording, putting out albums or just supporting the scene in general.
Yeah, podcasts, the hosted MTV's Headbangers Ball when they brought it back. I mean, the dude's just everywhere, man. Hardest working man in metal. Jamie Josta.
Yeah, without a doubt. And hey, shout out to Jeff. What's up, bro?
Right. Yeah, that was an easy one. I was like, oh, dude, I know who I'm calling about. Hatebreed.
Nice. And just to the earlier point about getting out and seeing bands live. I mean, Hatebreed live.
Oh, man.
Like you said, just the energy and the positive energy.
Yeah.
And the breakdowns and, the lyrics, the hardcore lyrics, just everything about a Hatebreed show is just, it's an event, man. It's a happening.
Yeah. And it can be intimidating if you're not used to that environment. You go into that and you see bodies flying around and there's this super aggressive sounding music coming off the stage and people are just going bananas. Yeah, it's an experience, though.
One of my favorite Hatebreed memories is seeing them on, like second stage on like Mayhem Fest or, one of those.
Yeah.
And I was standing right in front of the soundboard because that's usually a good spot to stand.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, Bob Lova by my side. And, Jamie calls for a circle pit around the soundboard. Right. So there's just this mass of bodies going around the soundboard. And I'm literally hanging onto the railing in front of the soundboard. Like I'm like going to get swept away by like a river.
Right.
I mean, the momentum was just insane. It was so cool, man.
That's cool.
Yeah, great times at the Hatebreed show.
Hell yeah, dude.
Right on. Well, okay, we're going to jump into my first pick here. It's the breakdown that started it all for me.
Okay.
My very first breakdown that I fell in love with, and it's Wake Up Dead by Megadeth.
Yeah, that's a serious one, dude.
That is a breakdown. 1986 album, Peace Sells, But Who's Buying? Of course, the classic Megadeth lineup with Dave Mustaine, Dave Ellefson, Chris Poland, and Gar Samuelson. Very few lyrics in the song.
Yeah, it's a pretty instrumental heavy song.
Mostly instrumental.
For sure.
But the interesting about that song is the lyrics themselves seem a little bit better suited for like a Poison song, because it's really, it's about, Dave coming home after a night out and just sneaking into bed and trying not to wake up his girlfriend because he's hinting that he may have been with another woman while he was out.
Exactly.
So I know if I wake her, I'll wake up dead.
Yeah. Yeah, it's classic stuff.
Yeah.
Dave was out being a dog.
But, great video. Obviously, the video is just iconic. The band's in a cage.
Yeah.
Yes, and the fans are just going bananas trying to break into the cage. And then that breakdown kicks in, like around the 3-minute mark of the song. So it's just already been pretty much instrumental for a good 3 minutes. And then bam, 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 and it just kicks in, and it's so heavy and so groovy. And I still remember hearing it the first time and just going, wow, like this heavy band can also have a groove to it. Like that breakdown is catchy. It's heavy as hell, but it's just like, it's irresistible.
Yeah, that's a great riff. And that was a really good point you made. Some breakdowns are so good that you almost wish that it was an entire song.
Yeah.
Like that riff. Oh my God. Can you imagine 3.5 minutes of that riff being an entire?
Put that shit on a loop, man. I'll listen to it.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
But yeah, that was my intro to the metal breakdown, and having just been lucky enough to see Megadeth live a few times. And that song that kicks in, and I just sit there and wait, just kind of drooling, waiting for that breakdown to hit. And when it hits, I just go crazy.
Just lose your mind.
Yeah.
That got me thinking, I don't know if we called them breakdowns back then. Was that actually like,
no,
it's kind of like hair metal. We didn't call it hair metal back then. It was just metal or rock or whatever. Yeah. And I think that term kind of came later. I don't know if they if they called them breakdowns, we weren't old enough or educated enough to know that's what they were called. We just knew it was this cool part of the song where everything got, super heavy. And,
that's a great point. Like, back then we didn't call them breakdowns. We just knew this part right here, it's heavy as shit, man. I love it. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, great pick, dude.
Right on.
That whole album is absolutely amazing, man.
Fantastic album.
All right.
What do you got?
Well, speaking of Megadeth, I'm moving on to their arch nemesis, Metallica.
Oh.
We're talking about Metallica for a minute. Obviously, I'm kidding. They're all good friends now, and they hang out and drink tea together. But my number 4 pick is Metallica, and it's from the Ride the Lightning album from 1984, and it's a little ditty called Creeping Death. We talked about, experiencing breakdowns live in a concert setting, and there is nothing like 20,000+ people pumping their fists in the air chanting die over and over again while this monster riff is playing. And the song is about the 10th plague of Egypt, and it's written from the perspective of the angel of death, or the destroyer, as they refer to it in the song, and he's just killing people. So when the breakdown happens, the actual lyrics say, die, by my hand, I creep across the land. And the crowd just... And they purposely extend the breakdown too. Like, they don't just launch into the lyrics. Right. They just let the crowd chant die for like a minute or so before they bust into the actual lyrics. And it is amazing. And I know that sounds a little twisted and weird if metal's not your thing, but if you can get past that and just kind of, enjoy the moment and experience it, it's pretty fucking amazing, man.
It's funny too, because we've all seen Metallica a bunch of times.
Sure.
And this is I'm not bragging, but I got to see the Big Four at Yankee Stadium. Metallica headlining the Big Four, and they opened with Creeping Death. And we're talking like 55,000 people
chanting die.
And, right. And I remember like looking around going, okay, I'm a little weirded out, man. This is I've never seen that many people screaming die.
Yeah. Oh my God. Talk about a release, man. Wow.
Yeah, man.
That's pretty amazing. Yeah. I mean, and it's still one of their most popular songs. It's their most performed live song next to Master of Puppets.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a huge part of their legacy. It's one of their most popular songs. As far as the breakdown goes, other people might pick one, the double bass blast beat breakdown in one, or even the breakdown in Master of Puppets. They might say that those are better examples of breakdowns, but again, from a live perspective, to experience that and everybody chanting and just the power and the energy of it, it's pretty amazing, man. So I felt it needed to be on my list.
Oh, absolutely. That's just a legendary breakdown, legendary moment when you see him live.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And again, man, they play it every night. So if you see Metallica, there's a 99.999 chance that you are going to hear that song and chant die.
And you'll probably get in it. Even if you've never been to a Metallica show, you're going to.
Right.
And you mentioned that the guys from Metallica and Megadeth hang out and drink tea now.
Sure, yeah.
Perhaps they drink Once Upon a coconut water.
That was the best plug of the night, bro. I will drink to that.
All right. So my next pick, I'm coming up in years here. I'm coming up to the year 2018.
Okay, a little more contemporary.
Yeah, a little thrash crossover band from Texas by the name of Power Trip. And the song is Hornet's Nest.
Nice.
Yeah, Hornet's Nest was only released as a single. Originally featured in an Adult Swim program called, it was a singles program. Because I remember hearing it and not being able to find it anywhere. And it was driving me nuts. Like you couldn't download it, but eventually you're finally able to grab it and download it. But
sure,
it's just a super heavy song. I mean, I've just, from the minute I heard Power Trip, I was a fan of Power Trip.
Yeah.
Just pure, two guitarists, Blake Ibanez and Nick Stewart, just crushing guitars, just riff masters, heavy riff masters, just incredible band.
Yeah.
Singer Riley Gale, may he rest in peace. Sorry we lost Riley in 2020. But just an amazing front man.
Yeah.
But the breakdown is just intense. Like, again, there's just this great build. And Riley had this great, he did it a few times in his songs right before the breakdown. You hear him go, ow. And then the breakdown kicks in. And it's just so heavy and so nasty. But it's an interesting breakdown in just the way the riff is structured. It's not just your typical, just kind of like crushing downstrokes. It's a little bit more of a complex riff in the breakdown.
Yeah.
But just heavy as hell and still groovy. It still makes you kind of want to just sit there and just bounce your head and just dig the groove in that breakdown. So unfortunately, like you said, Power Trip Rally isn't around it, but Power Trip is getting back together with a friend of theirs, a singer from the band called Fugitive, and they're going to be in a few dates this year. So if you get a chance, if you're around and you can catch Power Trip, go see them. All you old school metalheads, new school metalheads, Power Trip's where it's at.
Yeah, and it's cool to see them doing that, man. I know, a lot of times, there's some gatekeepers out there who want bands to just go away when a key member passes away like that. And you got to think about it from the rest of the band's perspective too. This is their livelihood too. Yeah. This is just as much their art as it was Riley's. So it's not tarnishing his legacy by any means to go on. And it may sound cliche, but I'm sure he would want them to. That's always the case.
And by the way, Eric, if I die tomorrow, please carry on with the podcast. Find another co-host and do your thing.
I don't know, man. I don't know if there's anybody out there that can keep me in check the way you do. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna find that person, man. It may just be the end of it.
I'm gonna say it right now. I would want it that way.
I appreciate that, Mac. All right. Moving on to my number 3 pick tonight. And if you couldn't tell, there's a bit of a trend. I'm going to say it. Hatebreed is the newest band that was on my list. And that album came out in, what did I say, 97? So, I'm sticking old school here. So you're bringing a little more contemporary than I am. But yeah, everything I'm picking tonight, man, it has to be talked about. Yeah. So my number 3, again, from a live perspective, to see this song performed live and to be on the floor when Scott Ian yells "War Dance" and a circle pit breaks out, dude. Anthrax, the song is Indians, off of their 1987 thrash masterpiece. This album from start to finish, Among the Living, is just fantastic, dude. It's so good. Lyrically, the song is about the plight of Native Americans. Joey Belladonna, the lead singer of Anthrax, is Native American himself. So he wrote this song kind of about the plight of the Native Americans and the colonizers and how they were treated and all these terrible things that happened to them. The breakdown, it comes at 3 minutes and 27 seconds into the song. It's your sort of standard, fast picking thrash song. And then when you get to the breakdown, everything just kind of drops out and there's a slow drum build. And, Scott's picking, just this basic chugging riff. And as it's building up, he screams "War Dance." And if you've been to an Anthrax show, you know what's coming. If you haven't been to an Anthrax show, you get caught up in it and just a giant circle pit erupts. And it's so much goddamn fun. And that riff is amazing. And you just can't not get caught up in it, man.
That breakdown. And there's again, him running to the microphone and yelling "War Dance." And the place erupts. I mean, again, it must have been like an old Mayhem Fest tour. Mm-hmm. But Anthrax was on the second stage. Okay. And they're closing out the second stage. And if you remember, like on those second stage areas for like Mayhem Fest and Ozfest, they would have booth set up. Some of it was like bands selling merch and other things.
Yeah, sure.
And there were a group of, Native Americans there kind of selling, different things, but they had the full dress on.
Oh, cool.
Right. So then it's time for Anthrax to come on. And they start playing Indians, and these two gentlemen in full dress come out on stage. And Scotty yells
so
war
badass.
dance, and these guys start in a circle on the stage doing a war dance.
That's so rad.
And the crowd goes bananas, right?
Hell
and
yeah.
at that same moment, it starts raining. I mean,
oh my God.
Rain like you read about. Like, it was just pouring. And I remember just standing there looking around, taking it all in. And I'm like, this is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, that's amazing, man.
Yeah.
I don't think Hollywood could have written a better script, dude. That's cool.
It was incredible, man. It was just to be part of it, the energy, it was incredible.
That's great, man. I think it's important to point out too that, yeah, the band themselves, I've seen numerous interviews with them where they actually refer to those parts of their songs as the mosh part. They never really, when they're writing songs, is let's do a breakdown here. They always say, let's throw in a mosh part, because they know that's when people are moshing during their whole set anyway. But really, those are the parts of the song where people just absolutely lose their mind. As a matter of fact, a few years ago, and I'm probably maybe shouldn't admit this on the podcast, I might get myself in trouble, but a few years ago, I had back surgery. Shortly after the back surgery, I'm probably still healing. I go to an Anthrax show.
Of course you did.
Exactly. Yeah, of course I did. And we're up in the balcony, right? So I'm safe. I have a seat like the old guy that I am, right? And I'm just, we're watching Anthrax. It's at a theater, and Indian starts, dude. Mm. And I look at the people I'm with and I'm like, I'll be back. And I just dart and I go down onto the floor, dude. And my friends are up in the balcony and they're all looking over the balcony going, where the hell is he? And all of a sudden, when the war dance part breaks out, dude, they're like, oh, there he is. And I'm in the pit just bouncing around, dude. And they're cracking up. They're like, you fucking idiot. Yeah. Like, I don't know, maybe a few months removed from back surgery. And so I get back to my seat. And the first thing I said, I'm like, don't tell my wife I did that. Or I suppose my doctor, but that's just to give you an example of what that song can do to you, man. Yeah, I had to be in the pit for that one part, man.
Oh my God. When that song hits, you're right. Like, if you're in a seat, forget it. I got to go on the floor. Have you ever told Chris that story, or is this the first time she's hearing this?
She'll hear it here first.
All right. All right. We're breaking news here. Look at us.
Yeah. I don't think she's going to be surprised, to be honest with you. She knows me too well.
No. She'll probably just roll her eyes and go back to whatever she was doing.
I'm sure she will. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Let's keep this breakdown party going here.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to go with a 1994 album from the band Machine Head. The album is Burn My Eyes, and the song is Davidian.
Nice choice, dude.
Oh, and I could have picked a lot of other Machine Head songs.
Yeah, they're kind of kings of the breakdown too, man.
Yeah. Like The Blackening is just loaded with breakdowns.
Oh my God, every song.
But Rob Flynn from Machine Head seems to specialize in just creating just kick-ass breakdowns. This song there's just a great build-up to the breakdown, which basically it's the whole song is the build-up to the breakdown. You're over 3.5 minutes in before the breakdown hits, and there's a split second of silence before the breakdown, and you hear Rob sucking in air like, ooh, and then the breakdown hits, and it's just crushing, and it goes on for like over a minute, and it forever, and it finishes the song. But you're listening to it for a minute straight and it ends and you're like, oh shit, man, I wanted more of that.
Again, it's one of those riffs where you're like, dude, make a whole song of this.
Yes.
But I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't be as special if it goes on for 4 minutes. I don't know. But God, that riff is so good.
Right. And again, it's a little bit, it's not the simplest riff either. It's a little bit different kind of a riff. Yeah. A little bit more complex than a traditional breakdown riff. But just the whole band is on point, and it sounds so good, on the recorded version. But again, see it live, man. When you see Rob Flynn just step to the mic and just you hear that air get sucked out. Like, oh, here it comes, and the circle pit fires up, and it's just so awesome.
That's a great choice, man. Yeah, I actually, so we always talk about how we have our list and then we whittle them down, and that was actually on my list as well too. It was definitely in my top 10. Because that's an amazing, and again, they have a million songs you could have picked, but I don't know, that one's always kind of been maybe my favorite. At least my favorite breakdown from Machine Head, if not my favorite Machine Head song, but definitely my favorite breakdown. It's just, there's something so heavy and powerful about that riff. And again, it's just that it's not just your typical chug 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 breakdown. It's a riff. It's a full on riff. But the fact that it's in that halftime, it's so slow and so, it's drop tuning, and it's just heavy, and just so powerful.
Yeah, man. It's just a great breakdown. Loved it. I love to listen to it anytime comes on shuffle, or every time I search it out, in iTunes, or just see it live. Just Machine Heads, they're touring, almost 12 months out of the year. If you get a chance, go see Machine Head and make sure you're there for Davidian.
And bring your earplugs. They are one of the loudest live bands I have ever heard in my life, dude.
Yeah.
So the first time I saw Machine Head, it was on an outdoor festival outside of Boston, and outdoor festival. Okay. Mm-hmm. And they weren't like the first band to play either, but probably hit the stage maybe 10 bands deep. You know what I mean? So like you've been listening to loud outdoor music all day. Machine Head comes on, and oh my God, you saw everybody in the crowd's eyes get wide, and everybody's looking at each other like, what the fuck? How is it so loud outside? It was like they had their own sound guy come over to the board and just took all of his fingers and pushed everything to 11, dude. Yep. And it was just so fucking loud, dude. Oh my God. But again, it lends itself to what they do and how powerful their music is. But my God, they are loud.
Yes, they are loud. And Rob Flynn is just a great front man.
Yeah, he rules.
Yeah, as far as just his performance, obviously plays guitar, sings, but just keeping the crowd energized throughout the whole set. Rob just brings a lot of energy to every show.
Yeah, and a great lyricist too, man. Yeah. All of his songs are really, really cool. And if we were talking about, the vinyl and the liner notes and the lyric sheets and everything. But yeah, like dig into some of his lyrics too, man. All of his stuff is really, really well written. And of course, that song's about the Branch Davidians in Waco, Texas, and that whole thing. And of course, in the chorus, he yells the iconic line, let freedom ring with a shotgun blast. I mean, his shit's just really, really cool. He's not writing dumb, metal lyrics. Like he's really, really, really talented dude.
I remember one time, maybe 10 years ago, they had released a new album, and I had the lyrics out, and they had a really nice CD package with almost like a book full of the lyrics.
Yeah, cool.
And I had the book out, and I was reading it, and my mom was at the house. So, of course, she knows nothing. She's never heard of Machine Head or whatever. So I said, "Hey, Mom, just read this." And I handed her the lyric book, and she was reading it, and she stops, and she goes, "Holy shit." She's like, "This is like poetry. This is beautiful." And I'm like, that's Rob Flynn. It's Machine Head, Mom.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And but if you had just played her the band, she probably would have shit herself and been like, what is this devil music?
Right. She would have never given it a chance. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Where are you going next, my friend?
All right. Well, like I said, I'm sticking to the old school here. And of all the songs that I could have picked for this episode, I'm going to say, even though it's in my number 2 spot, I'm going to say it's probably the most important breakdown. It's the most important song that I'm going to talk about tonight. And the reason I say that is because I did a lot of research for this topic and read a lot of other people's opinions as well, just to maybe I missed something or, get inspired from other people's lists. And this song is just almost universally pointed to as the breakdown. In 1986, Slayer created the archetypal metal breakdown in their song Raining Blood from the album Rain in Blood, written by guitarist Kerry King and the late great Jeff Hanneman. So, dude, the song starts with 33 seconds of thunder and rain and this weird-ass dissonant guitar and this echoey little drum pattern that just builds up. It just sounds evil and scary. And then it launches into this monster guitar riff, which is the main riff of the song. And that's how the whole thing starts before they even get to the breakdown. The breakdown actually hits about 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the song. Everything kind of falls out, and then all of a sudden, this riff just kicks in. And again, it's one of those moments when you see it live, holy shit, you think the building's coming down, man. It's so huge and so powerful, and people lose their freaking minds, and the pit opens up. You just got to experience it to really understand what I'm talking about.
And they hold that intro longer live.
Yeah.
So it just builds more and more until that riff kicks in.
It's unreal, man. And for a guy who never made it in music, I got to do some really cool shit while I was playing in bands back in the day. And one of my proudest moments was I got to open for Slayer. The band I was in was sponsored by Jägermeister. And so they used to hook us up with, whenever Jaeger bands would come through town, we would often get an opening slot. It was Slayer, Mastodon, and Killswitch Engage. It was the Jägermeister tour in, I want to say 2004-ish. Somewhere around there.
I remember the show. I don't remember the year.
Yeah, that was something, man. And there is nothing more terrifying as a performer to go on stage before Slayer because their fans can be nasty, bro. They're kind of notorious for not being terribly friendly to opening bands. But I think that was maybe like 80s and 90s. But by the time I got to play that show, it was more of a mixed crowd. And I think kids were more accepting. The same kids that listened to Slayer also listened to Linkin Park or Nine Inch Nails, or, they would listen to all kinds of stuff. Whereas back in the day, man, it was Slayer or nothing. Their fans would throw batteries. They would bring 9-volt batteries in their pockets and throw them at the opening band. So I was terrified. I was shitting my pants, but it was one of the coolest experiences of my life. But on that tour, the reason I brought that up was on that tour, they brought this giant rig with them, and it was PVC pipes with holes drilled in it. And there was this rack, this giant contraption above the stage. And when they played Raining Blood, it would literally rain blood on the band. And so by the time they were done with that song, they were just completely drenched in fake blood. It was all over their drums, all over their guitars, all over them. They looked fucking scary. It was like a horror movie, dude. As if Slayer couldn't get more evil in their like appearance. I mean, it was unbelievable. I wish they'd never stopped doing that.
Oh, I know, dude. First of all, I remember being at that show when you opened for them and being in the crowd. And being like, oh, God, don't throw batteries at him. Don't throw batteries.
Yeah, we survived, man.
You did. And again, just another great Slayer show. And Raining Blood itself in its entirety is just incredible. We already talked about the intro.
Sure.
But that breakdown hits. And it's just a combination of, either a pit going crazy or people just standing firmly in one spot, just headbanging. Just thrashing. It's so much fun. Like you said, that's the one that kind of set the pace. That's the breakdown right there.
Yeah, every metalcore band, every deathcore band, any subgenre that does breakdowns, it's because of that song. They're basically doing Raining Blood. whatever song it is, Lorna Shore, whoever the band is, that's doing a breakdown. Dude, it's because of that song. Yeah. And half of them sound like it. It's just that real basic downstroke. It's heavy as fuck, and it's slow and evil sounding, and just again that's where it really came together and became, like I said, the archetypal metal breakdown. Yeah, that's it. It's that song.
And just another quick note on that show: you snuck us to some after party after that show, but we weren't invited to. But you just got us in there somehow. And it was like a little Jägermeister after party.
Oh, the lounge, yeah, the Jaeger lounge,
yeah. And then Kerry King and Jeff Hanneman show up.
That's right.
And they walk in and they're signing, autographing posters.
Yeah.
And like you said, they're like nice guys. Like I didn't expect.
Super nice dudes.
I didn't know what my interaction with Slayer was going to be. Right. And, they signed the poster for me. And then, Kerry King sticks out his hand for me to shake it. I'm like, oh, all right. I did not see that coming. But cool,
Yeah. Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, shout out to my former band Q. The coolest part or one of the cool parts of that experience as well was we get off stage and it was we had a really short set. It was like 20 minutes, man. So we just went out there and we hammered through some songs. We got off stage and it felt like 2 minutes. It went by so fast. It was like such a cool experience. But one of the first people we run into when we get off stage is this beautiful woman standing on the side of the stage, covered in tattoos, real rocker chick. And she's talking to my singer. And Kerry King's wife, loved our band, dude. Stood on the side of the stage, watched our whole set. We gave her a CD. She was so cool. So yeah, that everybody in that camp, man. I mean, again, if you're not a metal person, looking in from the outside, they seem super scary and evil and stuff. They're the nicest people in the world, man. They're so cool.
Another thing we love about Slayer shows are just the fans that just at random moments just yell out, Slayer! Slayer!
It's like the battle cry or the mating call of the Slayer fan.
And then we used to riff on it and be like, yo, man, I got a headache. I need some Bayer.
What do you listen to, John Mayer? Oh, we're idiots.
We were the only ones laughing at that stuff at the concert too, by the way.
Yeah, that's true. All right, man. Where are we going now?
I'm going, my fourth pick is a tie, and I have the lamest excuse possible to make this a tie, but hey, fuck it, man. It's our show. We can do what we want.
Exactly.
So, because both of these bands feature members from Richmond, Virginia, I'm calling this a tie. So, shout out Richmond. So, I'm going to go with two songs here. I'm going to go with Miserable Failure by the band Iron Reagan.
Oh, wow.
And Now You've Got Something to Die For by Lamb of God.
All right.
So I'll start with Miserable Failure by Iron Reagan, a song that just makes me happy. It just makes me smile. It's so much fun. From the 2014 album, The Tyranny of Will. Iron Reagan's a crossover thrash sort of supergroup featuring members of Municipal Waste, Cannabis Corpse, Darkest Hour, Hellbear. But it's just, first off, the video for the song is just fun. It's just the band members going and like fucking up a poetry reading, terrorizing a supermarket, a coffee shop, and like this outdoor sort of sitting area like next to a fountain. And at about the 150 mark, that's when the breakdown kicks in. And the breakdown just makes me love metal and thrash more than ever because it's just a fun breakdown. And in the video, they're in this open air sort of seating area, and they just break out this riff, the breakdown, and they have like some of their fans already there, and they start this circle pit. And at the same time, there's all these people going about their day. And like legit have no idea what's going on. And they're just super confused. Like, what's happening?
That's
and there's
so
this
great.
monster circle pit going. But just a super, super fun breakdown. Great riff. And the song, it's called Miserable Failure. It's basically just a big middle finger to everybody that, ever told you never go amount to anything.
Sure.
But just the spirit of it all, the fun. And it was just a great song, too. I love the lyrics. I love the music. And the breakdown is just fantastic.
Dude, I love the concept of video. I've never actually seen it. The circle pit at the fountain. Dude, like, what the fuck?
Oh, it's great because like in the video, like the setup, like they're kind of running down the street with like crates on wheels.
Yeah.
And they just open up the crates and it's all their amps and shit, and they just start playing the song.
It's so good.
And the circle pit kicks in for the breakdown, and there's just like all these people on their lunch breaks, like looking around, like, what's happening here?
That's fantastic. Oh my god. Yeah, I gotta watch that as soon as we get done here. That's good shit.
And then again, second song here, and my tie for fourth place. Now You've Got Something to Die For by Lamb of God from the 2014 album Ashes of the Way.
Yeah.
It's just heavy song. Two guitarists. Mark Morton, Willie Adler, John Campbell on bass, Chris Adler on drums at the time, no longer with them, and of course Randy Blythe on vocals. Randy's just a monster.
Oh, he's amazing.
And an amazing photographer, by the way.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Really good photographer. But anyways, the song features this incredible, like, two-part breakdown. Starting around like the 2-minute 45-second mark, it starts with Randy kind of burn. And then this riff kicks in. Great breakdown. But then the vocals come back and then leave again, which is followed by an even heavier breakdown, which plays through the end of the song. So it's like this two-part breakdown interrupted by a little bit of vocals.
Yeah.
But it's super heavy, but it's also groovy.
Yeah.
There's like a real groove to it. But I just love it. I could listen to it, anytime. And just that section of the song just gets me every time. That ending with that two-part breakdown, it's just incredible.
Yeah, that's a great song, man.
And another great one to see live when that hits.
Oh god.
Yeah.
They're another amazing live band anyway. I mean, yeah, that song is amazing live too, but just their whole performance. And it's not even that they do anything over the top and crazy. Like they're not putting on like a Rammstein show with like explosions and, crazy props and stuff. No, they basically go out there and play their music, and their music's so powerful and so heavy. They don't have to do anything beyond that. And their energy level, and these aren't young cats either, man. Like these dudes are like our age and just still like, Randy still goes bananas on stage, jumping off of shit. I don't know how many times that dude's like sprained ankles and broken, like torn ligaments in his knees and stuff, being a maniac on stage. I mean, just really, really high energy show, and just so heavy. So heavy. Yeah. Love Lamb of God.
Yeah. Great band.
Absolutely. Love them too for kind of bringing back, I guess you would say, a bit of that classic heavy metal or classic almost thrash. They're not really a thrash band, but they bring elements of that. Like that kind of wasn't really happening when Lamb of God kind of broke. It was metalcore, deathcore, all that stuff was kind of the flavor of the month. A lot of the old school stuff had kind of just gone away, and Lamb of God, while still having a fresh sound, doesn't sound dated by any means, but brought back a lot of those older elements that like some of us old school metalheads really love, so it was cool to hear that again. So props to them for doing that.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the same way too. That's the same way I feel about Power Trip.
Yeah. Another one. Absolutely. Municipal Waste. Another one, bringing some of that old school shit in.
Yeah. But like I said, not sounding dated, still sounding new and like they're pushing forward.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, looks like I have one left. This one, talk about another band that has a dozen that I could have easily just picked to throw on this list. But this one's kind of unanimously voted. If Rolling Stone did a list of the best breakdowns in metal of all time, it's going to be this song, man. And if you don't know what I'm about to say, you're obviously not a metal fan, because I'm talking about Domination by Pantera. That breakdown is so fucking amazing. I know I said Slayer was the most important because they kind of drew the blueprint for what the modern day breakdown is. Pantera said, all right, cool, gotcha. Watch what we're gonna fucking do with it. And holy shit, man. Domination, it's from the 1990 album Cowboys from Hell. Amazing song anyway, from start to finish. But if you want to skip forward to the breakdown and hear what I'm talking about, it's at 3 minutes and 51 seconds. It's possibly the heaviest thing in the universe besides Dark Matter, and it may be heavier than Dark Matter. It is so fucking heavy, dude. I mean, and again, it's that halftime, they break it down. It's a pretty fast up-tempo song. And then boom, all of a sudden it's this halftime beat with this monster chugging riff. And then as you grab onto that riff and you're going for the ride now, right? You're banging your head, you're in the pit, whatever. And then Dime just unleashes this fucking shredding solo, dude. I mean, his fingers must have been burning when he was done recording that, man. It is just sick. And then again, it's another one of the songs that you mentioned earlier about like Davidian by Machine Head. The breakdown, most breakdowns occur 2/3, maybe 3/4 of the way through the song. They establish the song and they do the breakdown. Then they kind of revisit the chorus or maybe a verse and a chorus and they ride that out. This is another one of those examples where they get to the breakdown and they just ride that motherfucker to the end, man. It's like surfing. They caught this wave and they just stayed on it until the song is over. And it's just so mind blowing. And it's amazing to listen to on your car stereo or your stereo at home, but especially if you're listening with headphones, because that guitar riff during the breakdown and they're panning it back and forth in your ears, the production's amazing on it. The songwriting is amazing on it. Of course, God bless the guys that are out doing the Pantera, I don't want to call it a reunion, but the tribute kind of thing. Right. Phil and Rex are back and they're doing the tour with Charlie from Anthrax on drums. And of course, Zakk Wylde on guitar. And it's a tribute to the late, great Dimebag Darrell and his brother, Vinnie Paul. So unfortunately, we'll never see that classic lineup again. And there really never will be Pantera again because you can't. What they're doing today is super cool. I was apprehensive at first. When they announced it, I had my doubts. I'm like, I saw it. Probably see it again. And it's a tribute. It's a celebration. Those two guys' faces and names are all over that stage. It's not disrespectful at all. I don't think it's a cash grab. They start recording music under the Pantera banner. I may have some issues with that, but I think what they're doing right now is super, super cool. So if you're young enough where you never got to see the original Pantera, man, I would say go experience it because it's really cool to hear those songs live. I was fortunate enough to see them many times back in the day. I lost count, and Pantera just always delivered. But Domination, it's just sick.
Yeah. Like you said, just a signature breakdown.
Yeah.
One that, yes, it's simple, but it hasn't been duplicated.
No.
It's heaviness, it's grooviness. It's perfect.
Yeah, it really is, man. It's perfect. That's the best way to describe it, dude, is the perfect breakdown. So amazing.
All right. We're going to bring this to a close here. My fifth pick is Dead Embryonic Cells.
Oh, dude.
Sepultura.
I had Sepultura on my list too, man.
Oh, man. What a song from the 1991 album. With the classic lineup, Max and Igor Cavalera, Andreas Kisser, and Paolo Pinto Jr. The album Arise is itself just a classic. So many great songs on Arise. But the album showed, actually, it was their sort of first attempt as a band to go beyond just sort of the thrash and speed metal, and introducing elements of industrial and hardcore punk and some Latin percussion. But the breakdown, you were just talking about Domination from Pantera.
Yeah.
Dead Embryonic Cells, the breakdown in that song, for me, that's my number one breakdown of all time. It's the breakdown of all breakdowns for me. With a band like Sepultura, there's probably 20 or 30 songs I could have chosen for just sick breakdowns.
For sure.
Yeah, like Roots. I like it just go on and on forever. But what I love about this breakdown is the build up to it. It comes, after just a blazing solo from Andreas. Starts a little after the 3-minute mark. A slow build. Tink, Igor hitting that ride cymbal. It sort of just builds up to that. And then that's just the riff kicks in. The drums kick in. And it just takes you on this ride. This super cool groove. Really heavy. And then a second riff comes in over the top of that. And it just, the sonically, having the two separate riffs, the original riff that starts with, and then a second riff come in over the top of it. It just kind of takes you places, man. When you hear it, it's just so cool the way they built that breakdown, and then they go right back into the song. But that's my favorite breakdown. I was lucky enough to see it live a couple of years ago when Max and Igor toured.
Yes.
Yeah, they did Beneath the Remains and Arise, start to finish, both albums.
That's amazing.
And the only video I took the whole show, because I hate people that stand there with their phones in the air the whole time, blocking my view.
Yeah.
But the only video I took was that breakdown.
Nice.
And I swear to you, I'm not bullshitting when I say this. I pull that video up on my phone all the time, and I just watch it and smile.
That's dope, dude.
But I was there. I got to see my favorite breakdown.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, if you don't already know, if you're not familiar, go check out Sepultura, an amazing band, guys from Brazil. Just groovy, heavy, and like I said, starting with this album, introducing some of those, Latin percussion and some different instrumentation, just really interesting things they were doing, kind of ahead of their time in that aspect.
Yeah, really, really innovative band in terms of mixing influences, and especially, the tribal drum stuff and things that they were doing from, their Brazilian roots and everything. Just really, really cool stuff. And if you're into drums, man, Sepultura is just unbelievable. Really, really cool shit going on.
Yeah, I love that tribal drumming that they brought in. Just, incredible. And the live performances, go on YouTube, check out like live performances of Roots, Bloody Roots.
My God.
Check it out.
They're one of those bands that you can't listen to and not just bob your head. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're just, it's so groovy and fantastic. Great pick, dude.
I got to mention one honorable mention.
Cool. Got
to mention Into the Pit by Testament. I wasn't able to squeeze it in. I just have this fear that if we don't mention Testament the day after this episode airs, I'm going to get a knock on the door. I'm going to open the door, and it's going to be Chuck Billy. And he's not going to say a word. He's just going to slug me in the jaw.
And you don't want to get punched in the face by Chuck Billy, dude. No, I don't think anybody wants that.
All right. How about we got time for a couple shout outs here. I'll get through these quick. We love thanking new and existing listeners. So some international shout outs. How about Puerto Rico, Switzerland,
nice,
India, Denmark, and London. Now, we've talked about London before, but London recently is coming in big time. So
nice. What's up, London?
Thank you, London.
Hell yeah.
Here in the U.S., Daly City, Grand Junction, Burlington, Pompano Beach, El Cajon, coming with the cojones. Burnsville, Santa Clara, Sarasota, Tampa, and Council Bluffs, Iowa, coming back like big time checking us out. So thank you very much, Council Bluffs. And as always, check us out on Instagram at The Greatest Mixtape Podcast. Shoot us an email. Let us know how we're doing. Give us some show ideas. The Greatest Mixtape Podcast at gmail.com. And whatever platform you're listening on, if you have a second, subscribe to us, rate us, review us. We'd love to hear what you think, but all that stuff really helps us out.
Yeah, absolutely. The algorithms are such a weird thing. I still haven't figured it out, but anytime you like or subscribe, it helps us out big time. So please do.
Absolutely. And thanks once again to our good friends at Once Upon a Coconut.
Hell yeah.
Happy to be partnering with them on this. And hey, man, just grab life by the coconuts.
Such a great slogan, dude. I love it.
And it's one of the things like I wish I'd written.
I know, right? Yeah, I feel you, man. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. Thanks so much for being here. It's the Greatest Mixtape Podcast. I'm Eric.
And I'm Matt.
And we're out of here. Thanks for hanging out.
Woo!